Alright guys, so in this video right here, you're about to see me catch my first speckled trout. We're going to catch a couple of them in this whole video. I apologize in advance. This isn't necessarily the type of video I typically want to put out. I normally want to do a little bit more talk you through the bait I'm using, how I'm fishing, but there's a lot of people on the boat. I'm still nervous about talking in front of people while I record. So that's still a thing I'm working with. So this is a little bit more of a quiet video. I'm going to do kind of a voiceover, talk to y'all about what I'm doing, but it's more of a laid back video. In the future, like I said, more of my videos are going to be me kind of talking through what I'm doing, giving you tips and tricks. But this was my first speckled trout, so I figured it would definitely be worth it to upload it. So hope you enjoy, like and subscribe if you do, and yeah, enjoy. So at this point in the video, we've been fishing for about an hour. We didn't have any luck. The water was dirty. So now we're moving to a new spot, hoping for some more water movement. If you paid attention there, you saw that I have a little artificial shrimp under a popping cork. That's actually what most of the fish we caught today were caught on. So I started out fishing with a little KVD jerkbait. I didn't have any luck. Like I said, everything we caught today, with the exception of one fish that you'll see later, was caught on the popping corks with the either artificial or live shrimp. In a second here, you're going to see us catch our first dink of the day. We actually caught 5 keepers, but we caught about 10, maybe 12 little tiny speckled trout throughout the day as well.
Sometimes I pause for 2 or 3 seconds. Sometimes I pause for a half second.
I feel like when I watch people fish saltwater, they always fish a little bit faster than freshwater.
Yeah, they got one.
There we go.
It's
a speck.
Yeah.
A little speck. Nice.
So now you're seeing me get rigged up with the popping cork setup. After seeing a couple of the guys catch some smaller fish with that, I wanted to go ahead and switch over because, like I said, this is my attempt at catching my first speck, and I wanted to catch one. So I'm getting rigged up, and in a second you'll actually see the bait I'm using. It's the, like I said, it's a little artificial shrimp underneath the popping cork.
Got nothing.
Just horse him.
So as you'll see in a second as well, I was basically, I'll give this cork a couple pops, pop, 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 pause, pop, pop, pause. Pretty much every fish I caught the day, and I would probably say for everyone as well, was really usually caught whenever I would give that bait a pretty long pause, like maybe 3 to 5 seconds. So just something to keep in mind.
A little longer.
Than
That's a fish. That feels decent. Hell yeah. Yeah, that's a keeper.
Get him in the boat. Get him in the boat.
Let's go.
Hey, when you flip them, guys,
Oh.
they come off. See, they come off very easy.
Yeah.
Flip them fast.
You gotta flip them quick.
First cast, man.
First cast. All right, YouTube.
Huh?
And just like that, that's my first speckled trout. And as you heard in the video, that was caught with my very first cast on that popping cork.
Back in my life. Pretty cool. Sweet.
It's gotta be 14.
Measure them. All
I
right.
think it's 14 all day.
Guess so. Y'all gotta start pulling y'all's weight, man. I'm catching all the fish. Where's that at?
In there.
Oh, my bad.
What is it?
So as you can see there, I just lost my first fish of the day, and I actually lost kind of an embarrassing amount of fish today. I'm trying to go easy on myself because I am primarily a bass fisherman. Usually I go off of the feel of the bite, and with this popping cork, it is very visual. So as you'll see, every time I miss a fish, it's typically because I'm not looking at the cork. Go figure.
This?
See, now they're actually giving me some tips on how to keep less slack in my line by keeping the line on the water, which is also pretty helpful because that's kind of another reason why I missed that fish. Is I also had a lot of slack in my line.
A little bit more difficult to set hook. You have a better chance. You think that's too big of a bait pop?
And there I go looking away again.
Good color too.
That one when I wasn't paying attention. All right, they're hitting this when I'm stopping it. That was a small one, so I'm not mad.
For sure, deeper right there. It's probably the channel.
It's another small one, but that's where they're at. That's a small one. All right, another one.
And as I'm kind of re-rigging my setup right here, you can see my buddy kind of hooks up with a little smaller, little dink of a speckled trout. Loses him right at the boat, but it was a really small one.
Oh man, I was trying to get the thumbnail.
At this point, I decided to switch over to a live shrimp underneath that popping cork, which did lead to some more catches on my end, I believe. But as I'm doing that, you can see that my buddy actually catches his first keeper speckled trout of the day.
First one. There you go.
He's decent. If I don't lose him.
You go.
We'll flip him down.
Yeah, flip him. Nice. That's definitely a keeper.
So another thing I really struggled with going from, fishing for bass where you have to have a really strong hook set to specks is that I was actually setting the hook far too hard for these fish. And I actually think that's another reason why I lost a couple of fish today. And that's something my friends were telling me while I was out on the boat, was that I was setting the hook a little bit too hard for these specks.
Got him that time.
You don't stop hook setting.
That's a nice, feels like a nicer one. Is that red?
Look at it.
Got him.
Put him down.
Hold on, I'm gonna slap you with it. Come here. Oh man.
Throw him up here now.
Don't even have to weigh him or measure him. What is in this thing's mouth? It's all yellow. It's 4 feet. Slightly, looks like. Did you just hit my line or?
He got a Jack Crevejo. Oh, it's probably a red.
Well,
So at this point, one of the guys hooked into a really big fish.
I'm coming in.
Hit the net. You want a popping cork pop? Yeah. He's just taking drag.
Work on Mr. Keith. You better not lose him. This is it's the most exciting thing all day.
Got a swordfish. Look on the back.
Don't give up.
Yeah. Keep throwing your shrimp, Josh. You'll get one.
I gotta get this for the record.
Man, don't fool me. Is he close? Close? That dude's 400 yards that way. Oh, he's just...
Oh man. Pinky. Sore. I love the way this thing looks in the water.
Color looks good, yeah.
Yeah, that thing looks real good.
So at this point, we've been fishing for a long time, hadn't had any fish, no action. It's nearing the end of our trip, and I was just trying to catch something on this matrix shad.
How long's your leader?
What's funny is I'd already given up on this cast. I was just reeling it in, retrieving right near the edge of the boat when this tiny little speck hit it.
Dude, it was so small I didn't feel it. It hit it right. I mean, it hit it right by the boat. All right, I'll take it. Maybe that's a sign.
Throw them in the box.
I say we keep them. I mean, we've been throwing them all back. No wonder we're not catching any. Nice fish. Look how big.
Can you throw them on so I can find them?
Yeah, man, for sure. Caught that fish on this right here.
And that was the last fish of the day. Like I said, we caught 5 keepers in total, I believe, and then about 10 or so little tiny speckled trout. And at the launch, when we were cleaning our fish, we noticed that there were a bunch of cats, and they were just all waiting their turn to get the scraps off of all the people, you know, cleaning their fish and stuff at the launch. It was pretty funny. They kind of got into it with each other and were swatting at each other a couple times, which I thought was hilarious. All right, guys, that's it for this one. I really appreciate the guys taking me out and giving me a chance to catch my first speck. It was an awesome time. I learned a lot, and spoiler alert, I actually decided to go back down to Hopedale on my own the following weekend in the kayak in search of something interesting. So stay tuned, like and subscribe for that. As always, I appreciate y'all watching this. If you took the time to watch this much, stay tuned for the next one. Thanks.